Hello, this is Nicole Hartley Bradford. I'm recording this video on Friday, the 19th of August, 2022, to document the, the vision I've been carrying for over a decade now about a kind of a heart of a village, a heart of a Gaian eco-village. It would be possibly the generator of funds for the eco village to evolve, and mm, or the seed project that then generates what generates villagers and resources for a Gaian eco village. And it could be called a school, though it would not be a school in the modern culture sense of school, where children are put in lines and rows and groups, and where there is a teacher and they're taught down to, and they're divided by age, and they're divided by subject, and they're divided by socioeconomic class. This would be more of a school, like a school of fish, where children of multiple ages come together in a space for the day, in a spaceship, not a fish tank, but a spaceship where perhaps their parents who have modern culture jobs and want their children to have freedom and learning and possibility and creation and space holding happen with them, bring them to a place where there is a big house, land, outbuildings, uh, things for the children to work with, like kitchens with stoves and sinks, and workshop spaces where there are tools, and the the people who hold space for this school, their main job is to hear the children, hear them out, hear the kids out, to hold space for them when they come with their needs, with their necessity, and to listen and to reflect things back and to ask questions and to tell the children what so far the mentors, the coaches, the space holders of this school uh, already have found out about life, about how things work, about possibilities, about where to get resources, how to put things in line step by step, maybe in a non-linear way. So how to take next steps that go all over the map, that go inward, that go outward, that that are that are that are to create experiments, to create next experiments for what the children want to learn and create and learn by creating. So for example, maybe the children, one of the children wants to make a rocket ship. You ask a 7-year old what do you want to make, and they might say, I want to make a rocket ship. And you're like, okay, well, what have you learned so far about what it takes to make something that flies? And they might be like, well, I know how to make a paper airplane. It's like, cool. Will you show me your paper airplane skills? And then, yes or no. And if the kid's like, no, I want to make a rocket ship, you're like, okay, you don't want to show me your paper airplane skills. You want to make a rocket ship. So next question I get is, what's between a paper airplane that you already know how to make and a rocket ship? Like, what's the next thing? And if they have something, they have something. If they don't have something, they don't have something. And I could say, like, how about Google it? Like, how do I make a rocket ship? Like, how about you Google? If they're 10 years old, they know how to Google usually. And if they're 5 years old, they'll probably be making paper airplanes for a while, or something. Maybe balsa wood would be next. Maybe they could get bored about the rocket ship project after they make a few balsa wood planes, or they learn how to set off fireworks. and make them go straight up. Maybe this precipitates a trip to the local observatory to learn about stars and the earth and how it goes up there, and that this is like how it goes in the sense of creating possibilities and experiments, and then getting feedback from the experiments, what worked, what didn't work, what to try next, and that the bigger humans hold space for the smaller humans as they unfold out into these different territories and learn by doing. And that what it wouldn't be would be a space where the grown-ups tell the kids what they need to do, what they need to learn, how they need to learn it. And where it would be a space where the older people set an example by creating ourselves, by doing things ourselves, by noticing when we get blocks inside of us and demonstrating how it can go when these blocks happen, including emotional healing processes, including the different kinds of speaking and listening, including learning about what to include. And that resistance decision making would be the decision making process used, and proposals and negotiating skills would begin already before the kids even parents chose if they're going to bring the children to this space for learning. The proposals and negotiating would even come when it came time for maybe an older child to be like, no, I don't want to be limited to coming here every day. I want, maybe they would want a car. Maybe they would want to be able to go with the other older kids to other places to do other things. How would that go? And this is where negotiating and proposal making all factors in. The premises, I see the basic premises that where to start could be a living room in a house. It could start almost anywhere where there was, a kitchen, a living room, a few rooms to do different spaces in, and a little bit of outdoor space, park nearby, where this seed could be planted and nourished and grow until the necessity grows for the next space to be found and used, and that there could be videos being made on a daily basis to share about the wish list for the kids to the wider community, to the parents. The parents would be a resource both for the funds that cover the cost of the premises, which could be a bridge house like premises where, say, a 4-bedroom house where 3 people live each in their own room and one room left over as a EHP dojo space, and then the living room and maybe I would say any space can work for a few months, and then my sense is that this kind of thing would seed best near a town or a city where there were edge worker type parents who maybe are still in modern culture. They are doing jobs that earn them enough money that they could send their children on a daily basis, like 5 days a week, to the place. Maybe they would even end up creating some kind of plan where they would be part of uprooting the starter school onto land where then they would also build homes or have their friends and family join in to create a Gaian eco-village. I don't know if this would work. I can imagine some of the resistances and some of the challenges that might be part of creating such a school. And I want to put this out there because I'm guessing that there are people who are already doing something like this and who could share their research with a group of others who are turned on and committed to these kinds of spaces existing. I am committed to these kinds of spaces existing. And I want to share here that some of my resources, some of my inspiration, some of the possibilities that have all woven together here in this version of telling this vision have come from Nicolette Groeneveld from Edmonton, Alberta, who held space for, created a school that lasted 6 months in two different locations, maybe three. And I will connect a video an interview that I did with her under this video show notes. And she was inspired, and I also continue to be inspired by the Sudbury Valley School, which was established near Boston, Massachusetts by parents who had trained as teachers and then didn't want their own children going into the public school system or even the private school system. So they designed this experiment that they thought would produce the results that they wanted to produce, which would be children who were empowered, contributing to the world and working from their gifts and passions. And yes, those are really my two main influences after decades of researching about different kinds of like John Holt, Summerhill, Montessori, Waldorf, all these different alternate schooling processes, including having my own children in public schools, charter schools, which were a type of public school that had a twist to them, and also in a private school that was founded on child-based learning, but with a curriculum, or child-centered, like child-initiated, child-directed learning. And a lot of what really fires me up is just the time that I was with my children outside of school before they were old enough to go, weekends and holidays, and how much learning happened because I was just engaged with them and listening to them and experimenting with them and helping them find resources to do what they wanted to do. This is all, I think, for this video, and I invite you to reach out to me at NicoleBradford110@gmail.com. I'll put that in the notes below. You can also check out the work I do under the umbrella of Awakening the Village as a transformational experiment creator and catalyst for Team Gaia. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.